What is up, everybody? D-Man back, and today is a big day for us Shin Gojira fans. Yes, today we received a buttload of news. So, this video, we'll be talking about all that news. And with all this brand new Godzilla news comes something very predictable, something that we knew would happen. The return of the controversy. Yep, there's a lot of it. So, getting straight into this, we're going to be talking about the pictures that were put up on sci-fi-japan.com. They were quote-unquote Toho exclusives. They're all high definition. They're pretty cool to look at. I would suggest you go check them out. I'm going to show them all on screen here, but if you want to see them in their full glory for yourself, go check them out on sci-fi-japan.com. It's pretty cool. So I'm not even going to pretend that I can pronounce these names. So I'm just going to be talking about what's going on here. Not what's going on in the scene, but what we're looking at here. So right here we're looking at what I'm assuming is our main male lead of the movie. As you see in the bottom, he's called the Deputy Chief Cabinet Secretary. That's quite a bit of titles he's got there. So I'm assuming he's a high-ranking officer, I guess, or chief in the Japanese, I don't know, government. So, yeah, we saw a little bit of him in the trailer. He flashed by a couple times. This may or may not be the dude at the end who was waving his face in front of the camera screaming from the end of the Shin Gojira trailer. You guys know what I'm talking about. May or may not be him. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. I haven't watched that trailer in a little while, but if I'm not mistaken, that's who that guy is. Next picture we have is of the special advisor to the Japanese Prime Minister. This guy looks very official. I like that. This guy looks like he fits the part. He looks like he would be a high-ranking guy. In U.S. terms, this guy would pretty much be the vice president, I want to say. And he certainly looks the part. He looks like he means business. I think we saw some of him in the trailer, too. I like this, too, because he looks old enough to fit the part. We'll talk about that in a second. So now, of course, we have our main female lead of the movie, the chick from Attack on Titan, the live-action movies. She is, I guess, from the United States that the president sent over. I don't know what she is, but I think she's supposed to be a U.S. representative in Japan. I think that's the idea, because this is, of course, a global crisis with Godzilla showing up. This is not going to be like, oh, Godzilla's there, have fun with that, Japan. No, this is going to be, I think, a lot more like Godzilla 1985, where we get scenes of the UN debating what to do, all that stuff. So I think that's pretty cool, that we get a U.S. representative in that movie. I wonder if she'll speak any English. Probably not. But it would be fun to see. Also, I don't know why they wouldn't have just cast an American or an English actor to do the part. I know there's a lot of controversy in America whenever we don't cast. Like, for instance, whenever we haven't cast an Asian to play an Asian role, like this new movie coming out with Scarlett Johansson. I don't know what it's called. I don't care about it. But there's a lot of controversy around that they made her the Asian main character of the movie. So it kind of, there should be a double standard. I think if people are going to get bent out of shape about America doing it, why don't they get bent out of shape about other countries doing it? I don't know. I personally don't care about it. I just find it interesting. So I just found it noteworthy. I'm not saying one way is right or wrong or anything like that. I'm not picking a side. So next, here's my problem. Now we have someone meeting with the Prime Minister of Japan. I don't know which one's which in the picture. I would assume the man with the glasses is the Prime Minister, but it might be the other man, because I can't tell if the person in the picture with the glasses is the same person who's supposed to be the special advisor for the Prime Minister. I don't know. I'm not. I can't tell. I don't think it is. Only because I don't think the name at the bottom matches the same name from earlier that we saw. So I don't know. But the problem is, I think both of these people look too young to be prime ministers of Japan. Uh, and that's just based off my knowledge of the country. For example, the only times I've ever seen a prime minister of Japan is in a Godzilla movie when both of them were played by older people in the Heisei series. Those are the two that come to mind. One was played by an older man, the other one was played by a woman. And I don't know, we may have seen a prime minister in the Heisei series. I don't remember. But these people, both of these men look too young to be that high ranking, I'd think. So now we have another one of our high definition pictures. This was another one of those sci-fi Japan exclusives, except that this one was posted a little bit later than the main group. That's why I don't have a screenshot of it. I just have that weird video capture of it. This one is just us seeing our main female lead with our main male lead. That's cool. We obviously know they're going to interact because they're the two main characters. So it's nothing special, really. But it is kind of fun to see them on screen together. Or even just a picture. So next we have a group of men. I would assume these are high-ranking government, and there's a woman there. I would assume these are high-ranking government men and women, maybe military. We see someone in camo, someone who looks like he's in maybe a Navy uniform. Looks like that they are surrounding a computer of some sort. Maybe they're checking out footage of Godzilla. Maybe this is after his initial attack. Or maybe they're watching something like a news broadcast during his initial attack. I know I said maybe like 20 times there. I apologize. So here's the interesting thing. This old man we see, he was heavily featured in the trailer. I think he was one of the first people we saw during the human shots of the trailer. So I think it's kind of interesting to see him with these people. I'm wondering what role he'll play. Also, now that we're on to this picture, I don't know how many more we have left before we get into the Big G himself. So I'm going to address the fact that this movie has been confirmed that it is the very first time Godzilla has ever showed up in Japan. This is the very first Toho Godzilla movie to not be linked to 1954. I know Megaguirus wasn't linked to the entire events of 1954. It had its own mythology, its own mythos that surrounded that movie, but it was still somewhat connected to that movie. So the interesting thing about this movie is that, much like the 2014 movie, it ignores the events completely, and this is the very first time Godzilla has surfaced in a populated area. So I think that's going to be really cool to see the people's very first initial response to a kaiju, their giant monster. I think that'll be a fun thing to explore. So now we get this awesome picture I found. I don't know if this is supposed to be official or not. Either way, it's amazing, I think. It's kind of like a concept fan art poster is what it looks like. I don't know why it says Walker there, but it's really cool. We got the Heisei Godzilla, King Kong vs. Godzilla design, Gojira 1954, GMK, that looks like the Godzilla vs. Megaguirus design, Mothra vs. Godzilla design, and of course Shin Gojira right there in the middle. Also, I'm sorry if I don't call it Godzilla Resurgence a lot. It's just that the movie has not come out in America yet. I'm not familiar with anything about the English version except for the fact that we're not getting it in theaters. So I'm more connected to the Japanese version at this point. For the first time in history, I'm actually more connected to the Japanese version starting off. So, that's why I call it Shin Gojira, not Godzilla Resurgence. Moving on, now we're going to get into the actual release pictures that are amazing. Take a look at this one. This is a kind of different angle of a clip we saw in the trailer. Maybe it's just what happens directly after that clip, camera angle we go to. I don't know. I definitely can pinpoint the part from the trailer this is. I'll stick it on screen here. And, so that's the part from the trailer it was, that this is connected to. You guys probably figured that one out on your own. But I think it's really cool to see. I know a lot of people are complaining Godzilla's tail's too long. Yes, I agree, it is too long, but I don't think it's as long as people make it out to be. I think it's about maybe 1.5 to 2 times the size of his body. But then you got to think 2014's tail was about the size of his body. Heisei Godzilla had a really long tail. The only difference is that those Godzillas didn't flap their tail through the air as much, so it wasn't as noticeable. But I do think that the tail is a bit too long. I think that they should cut off a little bit of it. So it's a little bit more proportional with his body. We're going to talk a little bit about Godzilla proportions in a second here. But yeah, I think this picture is really cool. So here we go. Another one of the high definition version pictures of a clip we got from the trailer. I'll stick that part in right here also. I know I probably just retread. I probably just showed the same clip twice. I don't know, I promised it to you guys twice, so I showed it to you guys twice. Yeah, so this is pretty cool picture. Godzilla looks kind of weird here. I might be leaning towards the fact that the Godzilla in this picture might not be a suit. Maybe that is all CG, because he doesn't, I don't know, there's something about him that just looks a little off to me compared to the rest of the times we see him in the trailer and in these pictures. I don't know what it is. It might just be the fog surrounding him, the filter or whatever. But I think this is a pretty cool shot too. I think that looks awesome. So now, before we get into the heavily controversy item that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about just some more Godzilla vs. Evangelion art that Toho has been releasing. These are, of course, for the special edition people who pre-order Shin Gojira tickets for Japan. They receive these kind of things. This one we've talked about before during the trailer reaction review. Go check it out. Link in the description below. Yeah, I think this one looks pretty cool. Anyways, here's the new one we got, another Godzilla vs. Evangelion fan art, not fan art, but art. I think this one looks really cool also. I don't know anything about Evangelion either, but he kind of reminds me of Ultraman, like an Ultraman-esque creation, monster fighter kind of thing. I know they're never going to do a Godzilla vs. Evangelion. They've already said that they're not going to do it, but I don't know, I think it'd be kind of cool. Anyways, the interesting things to note from this picture, and the last one even, I will put the last one up on screen here. The last one, it's all red. It's kind of shrouded in darkness and clouds. This one's more out in the open. The interesting thing, though, about it is look at Godzilla's tail. It is incredibly long. So there's the first thing. Godzilla's upper body is very well proportioned with the bottom half of his body. The feet look similar to the new Shin Gojira feet. The skin is all growing. There's about as many rows of spines on his back as there are with the Shin Gojira design. And he's breathing blue fire. Not fire, sorry guys. Blue atomic breath. Why am I bringing this up? Maybe they might have accidentally spoiled a major plot point of their movie here. I know this is a huge stretch. This is just a theory, guys. Keep that in mind. This is just a theory. You can agree respectfully or disagree respectfully down below. I don't care if you disagree with me. Just don't be an idiot, and I'll respond to you. I don't know. I just, people are stupid sometimes. You guys know. Anyways, the thing I find interesting, what if this regeneration theory that we've been hearing so much about is correct? What if this is kind of what Godzilla generally will look like by the end of Shin Gojira? and he has the blue atomic breath in the movie. The only thing is, I think the blue atomic breath would be in great contrast to the red atomic breath, or not to the red atomic breath, to the red body flares that we have all over Shin Gojira design. I know he's very damaged in the movie. We've seen it. We see his tail. Everyone compares his tail to bacon, all that stuff. You guys know. But I think the cool thing is, what if he breathes blue atomic breath? It would be in contrast, but that might make it look even cooler. That might make the colors pop a little bit more. It might be visually amazing. We don't know. But what if this is what Godzilla looks like? What if he generates into this, or regenerates into this? We don't know what the details of the movie are. Maybe he was hit by a nuke at the beginning, or we already know for a fact that this can't be regenerating from the oxygen destroyer because this movie takes place in a different continuity, different canon than 1954. But maybe he was hit by a nuke. Maybe he was hit by a super weapon of the same caliber as the oxygen destroyer, and he's regenerating through the process of the movie. Maybe the way Godzilla is awakened in the first place is he looks like this at the bottom of the sea. A nuclear submarine crashes into him, like in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, and he winds up looking like he does in the movie of Shin Gojira. So, excuse me guys, I might be losing my voice here. I'm going to continue to try and do this video because I don't want to be super late on it like I was with my Shin Gojira design thoughts. Go check that one out, link in the description below. I'm self-promoting a lot today, aren't I? I should stop. Anyways, maybe he's hit by a nuclear submarine. He's just wiped out pretty much. He goes on shore looking like he does. Maybe he's in seek of nuclear energy because that's what feeds him. We don't know. Maybe he's in seek of food, like the original concept designs of Godzilla 1954. Maybe they're pulling a Star Wars Force Awakens here, where they took a look back at the old concept art and said, alright, we'll do that modern day because they didn't do it before. Maybe that's the kind of thing going on here. We don't know. This is all just speculation. It's fun to speculate. So, I don't know. Maybe this design, maybe this is what he looks like at the end of the movie when he finishes regenerating, and maybe it's what he looks like at the beginning. I do still believe that Godzilla is regenerating. Someday, soon, hopefully, not like this week, but someday this summer, I will do a Shin Gojira trailer breakdown before the movie comes out, and we will talk about if we think he is regenerating in the movie, because I think he is. I have some evidence to support that in that trailer. Anyways, guys, that was just some fun speculation. Moving on. Now is the moment of truth. Now is the biggest thing under fire about this movie as of now. And that is the reveal picture of Shin Gojira on the beach, storming land. Oh, man. I don't even know what to think about this, guys. I am very split on it. On the one hand, I think visually it looks very cool. I love the way that the water is splashing up by Godzilla's feet as he walks up onto land, and I love just the scenery of everyone running away. It's so green, which is great contrast to him because he's very dark and red, and he's massive. He looks huge. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about in the trailer breakdown, is if I think he's growing throughout the movie, because I definitely think something's up with him. Here he looks huge. He might not look as huge as he winds up in the movie, because if you do look, the power lines that are in front of him are probably about knee-high on him. When he walks up to where they are, they're probably like a half mile in front of him, maybe. So maybe they're about knee-high on him. It could be lower. I don't know. The angle is weird. The people don't look that small. I'm assuming they're like foot size to him. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, guys. But you can see it right now. I'm trying to avoid the subject to talk about the good things about it first before I get into the bad. You guys see what's wrong with this picture. And the other thing I wanted to comment on was the tail doesn't look bad here. The tail doesn't look too long. I like the fleshy thing on the end that's everyone's debating over what it is. I think it looks really good in this picture. And so here's what I wanted to talk about. from about the waist up, he looks really cool. I mean, look at that. He looks awesome. From the waist down, he looks really cool. He looks awesome. But putting the two together, he looks terrible. In my opinion, it doesn't work. He's too big on the bottom, not big enough on the top. And this is the very first time ever in all the pictures we've seen, all the leaked pictures, all the trailer pictures, all the toy pictures, that I finally agree that the neck is too long. So, I don't know, guys. I'm very split on this. The hips and the legs are too fat. So, I don't know. However, theory time. I'm going to put the mouse on screen if I can. I can. There we go. Look, the leg is that fat. This side is still pretty fat. This is fat, but it looks like maybe a lot of the fat that we're seeing might just be the tail. It might just be where the tail comes down. Either way, his hips right here look very chunky compared to this tiny bit of his body. But maybe the thing that people are really hating about this might just be a bad picture. It might just be the tail kind of screwing it up. I don't know, guys. Personally, I don't think it works, but still, just I want to like it so bad that I'm going to look for things to defend. So yeah. And also, I think it's definitely an angle thing. This suit only works at certain angles, apparently. Like, look at this picture from the Shin Gojira trailer, where we see Godzilla storming his way up through the power lines. This is the other thing I wanted to talk about, Godzilla growing, maybe, because the power lines look to be about leg height to him. The faraway power lines look like they're leg height to him, which he doesn't look very big in this picture. He looks like Showa height, and they've already said this is the biggest Godzilla we've ever seen. So maybe this whole regeneration thing, he grows into looking like he does. I don't know. That's just what I wanted to talk about. Anyways, I think from this angle, the suit looks amazing. I think it looks awesome. I don't care that the arms look kind of tiny, because I just don't, for one reason or another. The tail doesn't look too long to me in this picture. I don't know. He looks fine. But then when we see that beach picture, it's just not. It's just too much of a contrast. He's too small. His upper body is too small there. Whereas in the other picture, we couldn't see kind of a full body picture. So I don't know. It works there, but it doesn't work in this new one. Also, I didn't really have a problem with it when we got, a while back, they showed us a full, they as in Toho or whoever, they showed us the full suit model. I didn't think it looked proportionally ridiculous there, and we saw it from front on, and that was a 100% scaled down version of their suit, just without color. So what the heck? Why does it look so bad in this beach picture? Yet, in both the other things I've talked about, it looked very good. And I know a lot of people are hating on the feet, but then again, they hated on the 2014 feet. You can't please Godzilla fans, apparently. Me included, I guess. I don't know. In that full body design, I thought it looked very good. So, I'm very split on this design, if you couldn't tell. So, now here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. For the past two videos, I've brought up certain theories. And I have a theory in this one. Maybe Godzilla's son isn't Minya in this series, and in fact, it's something entirely different.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
I'm just kidding, guys. But, that was a perfect segue for me to talk about something very sad. I'd like us all to take a moment of silence to appreciate Godzilla. Watch with me as we take a look at all the hate that Godzilla is possibly unfairly getting. has feelings too, people. We should just accept him. Love the fact that he is now in our current generation. From Toho. From Legendary. From whoever. We should love Godzilla and support him like we always have. He is the true king. Anyways, guys, what were people expecting? Like, a big, huge buff Godzilla? I mean, in my opinion, this Godzilla should be slimmed down 100%. If he's gonna look withered away like he does, then his bottom half should be equally as small and kind of bony as his top half is. But, I mean, how do you please these people? They make him buff on top? I don't know. And everyone's complaining, oh, the arms are too small, the tail is too long, the feet are too big, the eyes are too small, all this stuff. Well, what did you want? The world's most aesthetically pleasing Godzilla? 'Cause there it is, people, and it looks weird. Anyways, guys, in conclusion, I'm very split on Shin Gojira. I think the cast looks great from what we've seen of them. They look like they're going to take it seriously. Most of them look like they fit the part. I think the movie's tone looks like it should be. I'm glad that Godzilla seems like at this point pretty much confirmed he's the only monster in the movie. I love the fact that we're not doing a sequel to 1954, but at the same time we're not doing a remake of it. This is a reboot, kind of, and this is the very first time, I think in a long time, that they've just done a straight reboot, just told the story in a different way. So I'm liking the way this movie's turning out. The only thing is, I'm very split on Godzilla himself. As you guys can tell, I don't know what to think of him just quite yet. So thank you guys for watching so much. This has been my Shin Gojira / Godzilla Resurgence HD photos from set slash I guess you could say not really behind the scenes, but closer look at the movie. Thank you all for looking at these, whatever it was called, like sci-fi-japan.com pictures. It's been fun making these videos, guys. Thank you so much for all the support I've been getting recently. I mean, my channel has grown so much in the year that I've been back on YouTube. So thank you guys a lot. I really do appreciate it. That's all I had to say. D-Man, out.